You're listening to the Microsoft Innovation Podcast, where we explore the intersection of people, business, and technology. This year, we're adding a new show to our lineup, The AI Advantage, to help you learn the skills you need to thrive in the AI era.
Welcome to the MVP Show. My intention is that you listen to the stories of these MVP guests and are inspired to become an MVP and bring value to the world through your skills. If you have not checked it out already, I do a YouTube series called How to Become an MVP. The link is in the show notes. With that, let's get on with the show. Today's guest is from Sydney, Australia. He's a founder of Access Logic. His first awarded as MVP in 2024. He's versatile and dynamic IT professional with vast experience in delivering multi-platform projects and solutions. He's an active community member and loves to give back to the community. You can find links to his bio and socials in the show notes for this episode. Welcome to the show, Zeeshan.
Hi, Mark.
Good to have you on the show, sir. Tell me, you're in Sydney, Australia, right? I used to live in Sydney. Is that where you're based?
Yes, I'm based in Sydney. You're right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you live on? Does your work take you across the bridge much or under the tunnel?
Yes, little bit. Yeah, not too much, but love Sydney. Never been out of Sydney, which is so. I'm basically back from Pakistan. So I've moved to Australia like around 10 years back, and since then I'm in Sydney. Yeah. So I've loved the fast life.
So good. Tell me about food, family, and fun. What do they mean to you?
Yeah, food. So family comes first. So I have two boys, small family. One is 9 and the one is 6. So you can imagine two boys. Raising two boys is sometimes really hard, fighting for everything, the territorial fights. Yeah, and as a family, we are foodie family, so we love enjoying different cuisines. So because we usually eat our traditional dishes at home, but when we dine out, we focus and we tend to try different cuisines, different foods, so that we can have a different flavors. Because Sydney is a multicultural society, so it's never too hard to grab what you want.
So true. Tell me about how did you get into tech?
Cool.
Why was that your career path?
Yes. So my career started 19 years back. So I've started my career as a website designer, like Flash or Macromedia, Photoshop. Yeah, so I've started from that side, and I've landed into .NET development background. So C#, ASP, classic ASP, .NET. So I've started my career as a pro code developer. I've done my master's in software project management. I know there are two different fields, development and project management. So from the educational and academic background, I am more focused on project management and Scrum, delivery lead positions. But from the tech side, I always enjoy loving tech. So I started as a dev from the pro code side. I landed up into a pro code senior solutions architect position. Then I've thought about like pro code is I've done a lot in pro code, right? So around 9 years back, I've moved the paradigm to and focused on the CRM, the low code side. So so when I started, to be honest with you, when I started with my low code journey, there was not a lot of motivation I was getting, right? So one of my close friend, Arafat Nassim, told me and suggested me to join the community. So I've joined the local community, Sydney community, and the online communities as well. And as soon as I got involved in the community, oh my God, this changed my life. right? This boost of my motivation, which I was lacking on moving from pro code to low code side. You can imagine, like I've been into a few conversation with the pro codes as well, that there's a change management piece which they need to move over. But as soon as I joined the community, I've got the support, and you can't imagine, within 6 months I've passed all of my certifications, 1 star, 2 star, and the third star one as well. Since then, I'm giving back. So it's more of like I've got from the community. Now it's my time to give it back, right? So I've started my own online community as well, and started giving back. So slowly and gradually, this things happens, and now I'm leading the Sydney Biz Apps community as well. So that was pretty awesome. The community, the change, the tech side, people are willing to help. It's heaven. It's heaven. And like when you are in the community, to be honest, you get support what you need. So even like now, if I need some tech assistance and tech advice, I just do a few calls and I got everything what I need. Same as goes for the other side as well. If someone needs it, yes, I need to jump in. It's the thing, the tech community side. Yeah. So yeah, I've been into different positions as well. Now I founded my own company and started my own consultancy as well. So yeah.
Awesome. Tell us about the is it a user group in Sydney that you're part of?
Correct. So it's now called Biz Apps Connect. So it's an in-person event which is held in every first Wednesday of the month in Microsoft Sydney Reactor. Yep. So I, with my 3 fellow MVP members, run this show.
Who are the other MVPs?
Yeah. So Mano Mani, I think you have interviewed last time. Mano Mani, Dharidharan, and Abby, Abby as well, Abby Kong. So Abby Kong is not an MVP yet, but she gave back to the community a lot. Yeah. So we have a group of 4. We run the event. Yeah.
Superb. That sounds epic. What are you seeing from the? Let's talk at the job market in Sydney at this time. Are you seeing, is it buoyant? Is there lots of opportunity out there? Is it a bit quiet at the moment? Some people say recession, is kicked in. What's your feeling of the economy at the moment, and particularly for people in, either the Power Platform or Dynamics?
Yep. So if I talk about specifically around Power Platform and Dynamics, the market is always hot, to be honest. Yes, the market is cooled down a little bit because November and December and January is always quiet because people are going on leaves and there's not more of hiring at the moment. But overall, if I see recession didn't hit the Dynamics market yet, I can say that. There are quite a few jobs out there. So yes, there are always a concern about like, okay, permanent jobs or the contracting jobs. There are 2 different options, but I can see a lot of options are there. But it's a cool time, so I think it should bubble up again in February, definitely.
Why did you start your own company and go contracting?
Okay, really good question. Because I'm involved with Microsoft MVP side and everything, I'm always used to explore more options in the tech side, right? Because I don't want to get stuck to only sales, marketing. I want to explore field service, right? Finance and operations, right? So, I started my own consultancy to tap into the other side as well. And basically, the thing was like to provide more support to the market and learn more. Obviously, that's one thing. But what I find in the market, which have a gap, is there's no one's offering a lot of best practices in the Power Platform, governance side and everything. So my aim of my consultancy is like provide a best practices, because you can adapt Power Platform. Anyone can adapt Power Platform. Like adapting it to a right approach, have a right mindset, because when we adapt the Power Platform and Dynamics 365 environment together and implement it together, things can go really, really wild, we can say, because if there's no proper governance, if there's no proper practice in place, you end up doing a lot of things. So I'll give you an example. I've seen a lot of implementation of D365 sales. In sales, they're only using accounts and contacts, and they modified and they customized the entire thing on the top of it. So my approach is, when you adapt a particular application or a particular product, use it with maximum productivity needs, right? Which comes out of the box, like accounts, contacts, opportunities, everything, for example. If you're not using that, what I see, the customer is wasting a lot of money on the customizations and not getting big bang for the buck. So my aim is to implement a best practice and utilize out of the box feature instead of creating customized options on top of it. So it will benefit both of the parties, right? Microsoft, using the Microsoft product entirely end-to-end stack, and the customer as well. Like they're not paying more and getting maximum benefit out of that other particular application itself. Yeah. So right now I'm more of like focusing on the real-time marketing migration, which is happening in customer insights journey and data, which is super cool. The new features in customer insights data, which adapt, like which we can tap into external data sources. It's awesome. So yeah, I'm currently involved in that particular project. So yeah, enjoying it.
Nice. What's the biggest project you've been on?
So the biggest project is end-to-end portal implementation of D365 Power Pages portal, including Dynamics 365 sales and marketing, and taking one step more and integrating it to the data warehouse using Data Lake, Azure Synapse, and Azure Data Factory. Yeah, it was like a 3-year project. So we started with a one-line requirement. We need to build a portal. So, adapt it to that particular situation, because in some companies, like the environment, the requirements are not final, not polished. So yeah, started with one liner and then adapt to that particular situation. So in that particular project, I led like around 20 devs, solution architect. Yeah, so it was a big one. Yeah, so implemented well, and till the data warehousing. So it's and it's still going through. That was the first biggest project in Dynamics 365. The other big project, which I am still really proud of, is an ERP, end-to-end ERP, and it's a custom .NET application ERP for automotive dealers. So I've started this when I started my career. So I started as a dev on that particular ERP. Then we revamped as I became a solution architect for that particular application. I've revamped the entire ERP, and it's running since last 15 years in 5 different Toyota dealerships.
In Australia?
In Pakistan.
In Pakistan, okay.
Yeah, so it's still working, still alive. There, this team of 5 developers actively modifying and upgrading, enhancing that particular application. It's a web-based application. So it has end-to-end implementation of 3S dealership, parts, spare parts, service, sales, after-sales support as well, including the insurance part as well. So massive application, yes, really proud of. So because I'm now in the Dynamics and Power Platform world, so my more focus is going on adapting to low-code approach as well in the same particular application. So the application is there. It's 15 years of work is there, right? So the new modules and the new enhancements, what we are doing, we are introducing Dataverse and a Canvas app to that particular application and plugging them and providing a really interactive situation. So if I give you an example, AI Builder, Power Platform AI Builder. So there's a huge gap like in auditing parts. You can imagine like in dealership, automotive dealership parts warehouse. It's a massive, right? So with small bolts, the bigger bolts, nuts, and everything, with the bumpers as well, the big car bumpers as well. So it's a nightmare to audit these sort of things, manually audit. So what we have done, we have built up and trained the AI builder on top of that. So now parts manager can, or inventory manager can go inside a warehouse, take a snap. It will count all of the items and feedback into the DB so that we can do the auditing really easily. So these kind of cool features, AI related, really easy to implement. And Power Platform gives us a support of tapping into SQL as well. So no brainer. So yeah, loving that particular product, I can say, and I'm really proud of it.
Nice. Let's just go back to the data lake one. What industry was that in?
So it was it was for a government client.
Government agency?
Government agency, yeah. So we have pushed the data to a data lake and get the reports out of it. Yeah.
What was the split to users, as in like internal users inside the government agency as opposed to external users that, might have been a citizen, for example, needing to consume services? Like kind of what type of volumes that we're talking about?
Yeah, so internal users, so this is particular to a selected audience. So the user group was not that big. Yes, external user were like around 300 or 400, but the internal users was like more or less like around 200-ish. Yeah, so the volume, like the volume of the users are not that big, but the data is pretty sensitive. I can say that. Yeah, so we need to be really vigilant on the data and how we are handling the data itself as well. So yeah.
I've observed in the last year, I suppose 18 months maybe, more and more consultants that either work for Microsoft partners and or in customers seem to be going freelancing more and more. You've got your experience, you got 7+ years under your belt. Why do you think that is happening?
I think it's more of like a tech implementation pushback, I can say that, or because I've seen few organizations like when we talk about AI, they said no AI, we don't have a policy yet, right? So more of like because tech is going really fast than the implementation and the adaptation itself. So I think that's causing a major shift to the freelancing world. Because if I take an example, if person A is doing the permanent job, and that particular job he is really he's a shining star, right? And when he tries to adapt to a particular new technology, and if the organization is not ready to implement, he can just learn, but he cannot implement. So I think that's the reason that people are going more for learning curves, and because people can learn right from videos with tutorials and from the courses as well, but the real challenge and real thing comes up when it's about implementation, right? If you don't have a use case, a live use case, it's hard to implement. It's hard to make an experience out of it, I think. Yes. So that's so I've seen few organizations like turning off co-pilots, and because they don't have a policies yet, so they need to adapt to a policy in order to adapt to the particular tech. Yeah, so there's a little gap there, but few organizations as compared to the other ones, like smaller startups, are getting full benefit of it, which I love to see. Yeah, so yeah, that's what's my thinking is like why people are moving to the freelancing and the consultancy side. Yeah.
Zeeshan, it's been great to have you on the show. Thank you for coming on.
No worries. Thanks, Mark.
Hey, thanks for listening. I'm your host, Business Application MVP Mark Smith, otherwise known as the NZ365 Guy. If you like the show and want to be a supporter, check out buymeacoffee.com/NZ365 Guy. Thanks again, and see you next time.
Are you ready to accelerate your career in the Microsoft ecosystem? The 90-Day Mentoring Challenge, created by Mark Smith, is your opportunity to create a personalized pathway to success. Join over 1,200 alumni from more than 70 countries who have achieved remarkable results, from promotions to new job opportunities. Take it from Nathan, who said, "Since completing the 90-Day Mentoring Challenge, I've become an MVP in business applications and doubled my income." Or from Parvez, who shares, "I've never felt as inspired or energized about my career as I do now." Sign up at arcor.nz365guide.com. You can find the link in the show notes. And if you use the code podcast, you'll get 10% off.